Are you concerned that your kiddo's not talking? Or do you have a little one that you want to get to start talking sooner rather than later? Well, today's video is all for you. It's talking about this idea of vocal play and how you can incorporate fun, engaging activities into your everyday routines where language comes to life. Don't go away. All right, welcome back, Lingaroo Troop. As I said, today we are diving into this idea of vocal play. We're going to be talking about what it is, why it's important, and best of all, what you can do within your everyday activities, things you're already doing to set up some of these activities and interactions between you and your kiddo. So let's get started. What is vocal play? Well, as the name would suggest, it's playing with our voice. It is this idea that we're going to set up activities, we're going to integrate some of these ideas into our activities that we're already doing to both model us using our voices, but then also to encourage our child to have fun and experiment with his or her voice. And we're going to set up activities and interactions that are rewarding around this idea of vocal play. Okay, the next question you might be asking is, why is it important, right? Why do we care? Well, we care for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's fun and it's engaging and it's exploratory for our little ones, right? They're starting to figure out that their voice makes sounds, that when they produce sounds, things happen in their environment. So it's exploratory in nature for our kiddos. But then also it's fun and it's building this interaction. Here at Lingaroo, we've talked a lot about this developmental sequence or these ideas of developmental milestones. And we know that this is a part of development where kids start to experiment with their voice. They start producing single sounds. But then there are also some what we call pre-linguistic sounds. Ooh, that's kind of a big, scary word. What do I mean by that? They are pre-linguistic, pre-language. So before they start talking, there are skills that little guys develop. Eye contact, joint attention, right? These back and forth, this reciprocity that we talk a lot about here. And those skills start to come in before language ever happens, right? There's the idea of this cause and effect. That I do something and it causes you to do something in return. That could be a sign or a gesture. It could be a cry and getting our needs met, and we think, oh wow, that worked, right? So we're going to try that again. And some of these things that start as just reflexive, just innate activities that babies do, and we start to assign meaning to them, and we start to engage and reward around that. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today with vocal play, where we can start to set up activities and engage our kiddo around this idea of using their voice and for it to be meaningful or for them to get something out of it. And again, that idea of play, something that's fun and engaging, and that this idea of communication is fun and engaging for our kiddos. And remember, we've talked about how the research points to the fact that the number of back and forth conversation, the number of times we interact with our kiddo is going to be one of the greatest indicators of how their language develops and how well they do between that birth and 3, birth and 5. Kiddos who had more engagement, more interactions back and forth, had better language skills than the kiddos who had less. So we want to be thinking about that as we set up some of these activities today and as we start engaging our child in vocal play. So what can you do? What can you do? Again, I'm the speech pathologist. I'm not wanting you to become one, right? I'm not trying to give you one more hat to wear or one more job to do during your day. But what could you do? How could you kind of change some activities to incorporate some of this vocal play within the context of what you're already doing? Well, the first thing you can do is make it fun, right? We call it vocal play. We don't call it vocal work. We don't call it boring lame time with mom. We call it vocal play. We want this to be fun for our child, and we want to create the fun around the interaction as much, if not more so, than the toys, right? This ball is fun. I know that. I know my kiddo likes the ball, but does she like the ball and me, right? Does she like the idea that she gets to play with mommy and the ball just happens to be there? Right? So you want to create the fun with the interaction and with you as much, if not more so, than the toys. The next thing you can do is to incorporate household items. I'm going to be showing you a lot of items today, and guys, I literally spent 5 seconds in my kitchen. I just went through, got this off the rack because we go through about 14 million of these a week. I don't know about your home, but I had some fruit so I poured this into another fruit container and rinsed it out, and I have this. I literally spent 5 seconds and grabbed some items and can incorporate this, and I'm going to show you how we can incorporate these into our activities today. Third, you're going to want to incorporate all the senses, right? You want to make these activities multi-sensory. What do I mean by that? The sights, the smells, the textures. You're letting them see the bright colors. You're letting them hear the shaking of the toy. You're letting them touch the toys or feel the toys, right? And you're interacting with kinesthetic or movement cues as well. So you're wanting to make this multi-sensory, involving all of the senses for your child, not just hearing their voice or hearing your voice as you're interacting, but think about the sights, the smells, the touches, the feels, all of the senses, and get all of the senses involved as much as possible. Fourth, you're going to want to incorporate some favorite toys and bring those in, not even so much to play with, right? They play with those on their own, but to incorporate the toys as rewards for the vocalizations. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me give you some examples. I showed you my little fruit container here. What if I had his favorite car in the container, right? He can see it, he can hear it, right? And then we're gonna incorporate some vocalizations around this. We're gonna say, do you wanna open? Ba, 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 ba. I did it, I opened it, and we take it out, and it's a big deal, right? Okay, you try it. Turn your voice on, say ba, ba, ba. And you build the anticipation, and you wait, and you're engaging with your child, and when they make the very first sound, yay, and you pop the lid off, and you give them the toy, right? So we're rewarding the vocalization. We're rewarding the vocal play, and we're giving the toy as a reward for the vocalization. You can incorporate it. I mentioned the paper towel roll. You can have it. You can actually put it inside and hold it here. Ready? And you're going to bring it to your mouth. Ba, ba, ba. There it comes. It came out. Look, I got the car out. You try it. Tell me, say, ma, ma, ma. You do it, and you give it to them. And you build the anticipation, and when they make a sound, any sound, here comes that toy, right? So again, building this anticipation, building this interaction, this reciprocity back and forth, and rewarding the vocalization by giving them their favorite toy. I have these little boxes. I think I got these from IKEA, and they're pretty tough to open for little hands at least, but you can also just kind of let it set on top so it's not really latched every time, right? We've got the car in there, or the little, I don't even know what these are, little flowers. I found these in my daughter's room, little flowers for the princess, and you put them in there, and then ba, 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 open! I opened it, and you're explaining the cause and effect. You're saying, I did that with my voice. I told open, ba, ba, ba. Okay? Another thing you can do is to incorporate toys that mimic the sounds, right? So when I see this shape sorter, and I know this is like old school. I had one of these growing up, and they still have them. I love them. Most of the time, a parent would have this, and they'd think, oh, we're going to label some shapes, right? And you can do that with this, but you can also do a lot of vocal play with this, right? You can do a shh, 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 and you're going to tickle the baby or tickle your toddler with it, and incorporating sounds that don't necessarily go with the shapes, right? The buzz or the roll it, roll it, right? All this vocalization that I'm doing, incorporating the toy, because those are the sounds the toy makes, right? Shake, 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 zip. So think of ways, get creative of things you can do with toys, and kind of think outside the box to incorporate sounds and incorporate toys that kind of mimic each other. And think of what sound does this make, right? And how can I create a play, fun experience for my kiddo around those sounds? I've got a cup here, just a simple bright colored cup. Again, so we've got the visual bright colors, we've got the toy, we've got it inside, we can shake, 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 and then we can turn it upside down and oh, there it is, right? Can you tell mama, ba, 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 you do it. And again, putting in those pauses, building the anticipation and waiting for your child to vocalize. At the beginning, we want to reward and encourage any vocalization. Right, so if I'm doing the ba 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 and your child goes, ah, right, or just makes the littlest eek, yay! Oh, I love how you used your voice, and you want to celebrate and throw a party and talk about the fact that I heard your voice. Good job, you told mama, open, right, or whatever it is. Guys, again, get creative, make this fun. The goal is that it's a cup and some random little thing of flowers, right? This in and of itself probably isn't that engaging. What's the engaging part? It's you. It's you and it's your child. And it's the interaction that you're creating this party. And a party not necessarily around the toys, but around the vocalizations. And that's why we call it vocal play, because it's fun for our kiddos. All right, guys, I hope this has been fun, and I hope this has been encouraging and educational for you today. Do me a favor, in the comment section below, put your child's favorite toy and how you plan to do some vocal play around that toy. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends on Facebook. You're gonna wanna check out this other video here too, and we'll see you here next time at Lingaroo, where language comes to life.